Hello riders, in this video I'm gonna show you what kind of maintenance I have done before my next trip. Stay with me. I told you in one of my last videos, but I'm gonna tell you again. Everything what you do before the trip will help you during the trip. So tomorrow morning at about 6 o'clock I will be on my way to Ireland and Scotland. But I did not waste my time. Last month, maybe a little bit more, I made a lot of things on the bike. I actually did a proper maintenance. Let me show you what I mean. The most important part of the bike is the engine, of course. I started with the fresh oil and new oil filter. Before my trip to the Balkans, I already adjusted the valves, so I don't need to do it again, because since then I have no more than 6,000 kilometers. But I changed the spark plug and cleaned the air filter. Actually, I've got a filter from KMA and I don't need to change it. I just wash it, dry it, lube it and put it again. I also check the level of the antifreeze and visually inspect the condition of the radiator, all the pipes, all connections, and I have to be sure that there is no leaking or problems. Check the ignition, all components here, try out all buttons, everything, just to be sure that everything is working absolutely trouble-free. When I finished with the engine, I did exactly the same with the frame. Just visual inspection, checked all bolts, just to be sure that everything is tight and no cracks or bends or dents or rust or whatever. After that, I moved to the wheels. The visual inspection showed me that the rear disc is a bit worn, but it's not that bad and I will keep it for now. But definitely before my next trip to India, I need to change it. The brake pads were about in the middle, so I changed it. And after I did a proper inspection of the wheel bearings, which one you can do just like grab the wheel here on the bottom and the top and try to move it that way. If you notice even a simple movement, that means the wheel bearing is gone and you have to change it. So mine were worn out and I changed it. Usually the life of the stock wheel bearings is about 50-60,000 kilometers, but when you change it once, next time it's going to be faster. I changed mine in 2016, just after my trip from Morocco, but since then I did a lot of off-road, bumpy roads, a lot of rivers and water and rain, and finally after now my winter trip to Bulgaria, a lot of salt. So when I opened it, I realized that the one of the wheel bearings was really bad condition, so I'm happy that I changed it. I also checked my linkage for some kind of movement. You can do it by try to lift it that way, and everything was fine, so no more on that side. I repeat the same procedure with the front wheel. Of course, change the wheel bearings because they were really worn out. I changed it last year actually, but they finished very quick because the wheel I used, it's actually from a 120 kilograms bike and I use it on 200 kilograms bike, so they finished for about no more than 20,000 kilometers. Actually, I change it after every trip. So these are some of the negatives of the changes I made. I also checked the wheel bearings here on the front forks, here on the column, the central column, but surprisingly they were fine after more than 5 years, after so many dirt roads and so many bad roads. They are still fine, no movement, no rust, everything is great. If you remember, during my trip to Mongolia, my right fork started to leak just for a while and then stopped. And I actually bandaged it here with a piece of cloth, but when I get home I check it properly, and what I find out that the small pieces of dust or sand went between the seal and actual fork, and this actually caused the problem. It started to leak for a while and then stopped. And with the help of a very simple tool, the name is Sealmate, I'm gonna have a link in the description below, and I actually fixed that problem. What I did, I removed the dust seal, put it here down, and with the help of this small plastic tool, I just, with a simple movement like that, I inserted between the fork and the seal, and with a simple twisted movement like this, I actually remove the small pieces of sand which one stuck between the fork and the seal, and then clean it, close the seal, and everything is fine. Since then I've got about 1,000 kilometers, no leaks, everything is great. Visual inspection of the chain, it was fine. Actually, I changed it after I came back from Mongolia, so it is on no more than 8,000, maybe 9,000 kilometers maximum. So I clean it, lube it, and everything was fine. I also checked the wheel bearing of the counter shaft here by removing all of these parts, include the chain, and then catch the actual sprockets and try to move it left, right, up and down. And when I was happy that it's absolutely stable, I put everything back together. After that, I removed the seat and checked all wirings, all cables, all fuses, the condition of the battery, if everything worked properly, because as you remember, before my trip, before my Mongolia trip, I've got a circuit here on the main cable, so I double checked everything just to be sure that it's not gonna happen again. Of course, proper inspection of the headlight, high beam, indicators, stop light and all electric components. Clutch cable, throttle cables, brake lever, clutch lever, everything here, just double checked everything, and this is exactly what I did. As I told you in one of my last videos, we cannot predict everything, but at least we can try. So guys, this is basically everything, but my bike is always ready to go, so I don't know about yours, maybe you'll need a little bit more care, but as you already saw, it's a very simple procedure and you can do it by yourself. If you don't know exactly how, check your manual, usually it's very well described there, so it's not a problem to do it by yourself. You don't need to pay to the expensive garages or ask a friend, whatever. What I'm gonna do now, go to the petrol station, fill my tank, because I don't want to waste my time tomorrow morning. As I told you, 6 o'clock will be already on the road, and as I promised, I will post videos frequently, every time when I have time and when I have something really nice to show you. I will post a video from the spots, and of course when I get back home, hopefully without any problems, I will make a detailed video series about the whole trip. And if you want to support my trip, you can do it by going to my website. There are about 5 different ways, possibilities to do it. And once again, a huge thank you to everyone who already did it. It's absolutely wonderful, great help, and I will use all of this money to make more and of course better videos for you guys. Don't forget that the most important is to get back safe in one piece. See you next time. Ciao.